Hi, I'm John Paul, and a really warm welcome to my YouTube channel. And what I wanted to talk about today was 5 reasons why I love being a therapist. I get asked a lot about the process of changing career, but I thought it would be nice to do a video about why I love doing it. Of course, these are just my reasons. It's a subjective experience of things, but I just thought it would be interesting for people to know what the day-to-day life of a therapist is like and could be like. So the first one of those reasons why I love doing this job is about the variety and dynamic nature of the job, actually. There's quite a sort of cliched view of a therapist working with adults on a one-to-one basis in private practice. I say cliched, I do that. A lot of therapists that I know, most therapists that I know do that, and I love doing it. It would be the main part of what I do. It is important to know as well, though, that therapists work with, obviously, children and adolescents. There are group therapists, couples therapists. You can work in all sorts of different environments, in schools, colleges, universities, prisons, hospitals, private clinics, GP clinics. If people like to do something a bit more corporate, there are so many different companies now looking for webinars on mental health and emotional well-being. You can, of course, teach. You can do research as far as therapy. I mean, I write. I've written a self-help book. I've recorded an online course. I, of course, have this YouTube channel, and I contribute now to lots of various media, lots of different podcasts, newspapers, magazines. They all want emotional well-being advice, mental health advice. So what it means is that you can really have a career where you do the things that you love, and it can be a variety of things as well. You could do a day in private practice, you could teach another day, do media contributions another day. So it can be a mixture of all those things, and it can change over time. It can change to suit your lifestyle and your wants and needs at the time. So to me, where you can take it as far as your therapy career is only limited by your imagination and your courage. You can create something which is much more about who you are and what you want and need in life and what you love doing, which is a huge benefit for me of being a therapist. The second thing I would say about being a therapist is that it helps usually with life generally. So, to me, happiness in life, once you've met the basic needs, then life, happiness and well-being are really about your relationship with self and your relationships with other people. And that is what therapy is to me. It is about relationships. It is about life. So anything that's helpful and you learn from inside the therapy room with clients helps you outside with your own relationships, as I say, both with yourself and with others. Similarly, anything that you learn outside, that you hear on the radio, that you listen to in a podcast or read, or something you learn from friends, that all helps as far as therapeutic relationship in the room. So there's this amazing relationship between life inside the therapy room and life outside the therapy room, where they both really help each other. And therefore improve your quality of life as time goes on. The third thing I'd say, and it's sort of linked to the one above, is that it's such a rewarding career. Helping people feels good. It's an evolutionary fact, biological, physiological fact for human beings, that it feels good for us to help other people. A lot of us get the message when we're growing up that we will burden other people if we tell them our difficulties and problems, and you'll sort of kill the vibe or bring other people down. Look, I just don't think that is what happens with human beings. It feels good to listen to other people's stories and to help them. Again, that's my personal experience of things, that it is very rewarding to sit with people and to hear about what's happening for them, and to try through the therapeutic relationship to improve their quality of life and to help them through something. From that point of view, it's a real win-win situation. Depending on how long someone stays in therapy, you also get the opportunity to be with them throughout major events of their lives. Some people come for a short-term therapeutic relationship. Some people come on an open-ended basis. They remain. And if the ones that remain, you can see life changing for them and going through all these different life stages. And you're there with them. And it's a huge honour to me to be in that position and relationship with people. Also, people come back. So the longer I've been in therapy, the more clients return. And again, it's amazing to see people come back. So rewarding to see what may have happened in life for them, how therapy may have helped, and help them with whatever's happening for them now. The other part of it being a rewarding career as well, for me personally, is that when I was a lawyer, I had to be a particular way. I felt I had to be a particular way. And there was very much a persona. I had to appear a particular way with colleagues and particularly with clients. For me, being a therapist, and what's really valued and what's really important is being real, like the word congruent, authentic, those sorts of words are used in the training. But to me, being who I am with people and being open and honest, of course careful with what I say or thoughtful about what I say, but being open and honest and just curious and patient, those sorts of qualities are hugely valued in a way that perhaps they weren't in a corporate environment. Same with feelings. So feelings would have come far down the list in my experience in a corporate environment. It was about getting the job done and pleasing clients, and that was sometimes despite what I felt, actually on a consistent basis for me often. But the great thing about therapy is that feelings are valued. Of course, the intellect is, and thoughts are as well. They both work with each other. Being a therapist, it's about being present. It's alive. It's real. As I say, it's about relationship. Of course, there are boundaries to hold. It's not a friendship, it's not a romantic relationship, but to me, I don't need to pretend or act a particular way, and that is hugely valuable to be able to do that in the career. The next thing I would say is about income. Therapy courses, in my experience, do not say very much about income and finances at all. I don't think income was ever mentioned on my course over 5 years, and I think there's a number of reasons for that. The sort of people that go into therapy, the personality type generally, probably money comes lower down the list as far as values. People value more the sort of felt experience of things, emotional health and well-being. So those things put money further down the list. Also, people come into it as a second career often, and from that point of view, they may have built up an amount of money, and therefore it's less important what they earn. They may also be supported by other people who's a primary income earner, so it's not as important what they're actually earning. But I think it is really important to hold in mind. A lot of people ask me about that. Certainly if you're changing from a corporate career as a lawyer, for example, which I did, it is important to know if you want to sustain some comparable lifestyle. Being a therapist is going to give you a healthy income. And the thing that I would say is that I can confirm that is the case. That it is something to me can absolutely sustain a lifestyle which I'm happy with. When I was a lawyer, there were £1 million partners. That was 20 years ago in the Magic Circle law firms, and it isn't something that, in my experience, that I don't know any £1 million therapists. Having said that, it does provide a good income. It means that you can have this work-life balance, which is so valuable, I would say. I mean, how do you put a price on doing something that you love, doing something which, as I've said, the other benefits of it can be that it improves your quality of life generally, your relationship with self, your relationships with others. How do you put a price on that? Improving how you communicate, putting in boundaries that might help you as far as your parenting, that helps your relationship, romantic friendships, all those things. It's really need to bear in mind and value those things as well. The other thing to say is that the therapy world is really changing, and the way it's changing, in my experience, is that there's much more awareness as far as therapy and the importance and value of emotional well-being. Lots of corporates, lots of companies are coming in. Whatever somebody thinks of that, what I personally think of that is that that's a great thing, and it means that therapy is going to be delivered in different ways, which goes back to the sort of dynamism that I was talking about earlier. It also means when more corporates are coming in, that as far as the value of therapy being reflected in the amount that therapists will earn, I can only see that going one way in the future. The last thing that I would say is about flexibility. So I've touched on it a bit in the points above, particularly the first one, but that I'm in private practice as a therapist, and what that means is, over time, I'm able to work with the clients that I want to work with on the subjects and in the areas that I want to work, and at the times that I want to work. So it's really very much a career that can fit with a great work-life balance for you and fit with other interests that you have and families and those kind of things. Of course, there are difficulties. Any self-employed person, if that's what the therapist is doing, that's what I'm doing, as far as working for myself, of course there are difficulties and challenges with that. But for me, the self-determination, the flexibility, the ways in which I've just described about how amazing it is as a career greatly outweigh anything that I've sacrificed or any of the challenges and stress that come with working for yourself. So I hope you found that helpful. If you are thinking of changing career, becoming a therapist or doing the training, I know I don't know you. I would absolutely advocate it as a career for all the reasons I've talked about above and many more besides. So please do comment on this video if you'd like to. Of course, contact me if you'd like to and ask some questions. Please do like the video if you liked it and subscribe to the channel if you found this helpful. I'm going to keep putting up content about the change of career, about being a therapist, and also about mental health and well-being issues too. I do run a mentoring service as well through my practice. So if anybody wants more structured, specific one-to-one time, then do contact me about that as well. So take care of yourself, and thank you so much for watching.